21st of November 2012. Here we are. It's been a long time since I've given any audio commentary. I think last stop was 6th of October. Sorry about the delay. There's been a lot going on that hasn't been filmed, mainly because it was prep work and there hasn't been any heavy construction, if you will. It's all been in the mix. We've been doing gaps, panel gap work. The idea is to try and get all your panels gapped up before she goes away to the body shop for paint. Obviously you want to get your gaps right, so I've been making a lot of adjustments to get these gaps how they are now. 4 to 5 mil I've gone, trying held to 4 to 5 mil. Parallel lines if I can. I've had to do some work. I had to move the B posts across 3 mil that way, just bring it across to get those in. Happy with the A pillar, that's all alright. This door, just twisted it on the bolts, one of the top bolts on the inside here. I just had to give it a bit more room to move by enlarging out the hole a little bit, not much. Bit of twisting, bit of bending, and that door was in. This back door, that's fitted alright now. That needed a little bit of persuasion, and I just ground off a little bit on this corner here just to keep that, because it was closing it up, so that went okay. It's out a little bit in this bottom corner and I can't work out why. I think the door's got a twist in the door, so I'm going to just slightly twist the door in just to lose that, because if you look, it's just slightly proud of the sill there, so we're flush with the sill, then it starts to come out here, so the door itself needs actually twisting, the whole frame, so that needs doing, but up to there we're alright. This wing here where it fits, I'm going for flush there, just comes out a little bit there by about 1 mil, so we'll just tap that A panel in a little bit more, but other than that we're clean. Yeah, we're nice and flush there, perfect. I've got nothing to do with that one. Parallel with the roof, so we're good there. And then on the boot, that took a little bit of work to get that in. I had to make a little cut just at the edge and just open that up a touch, then tacked it back up. But that's alright. So the name of the game is, on this video here, was to introduce you to the work that's been done up and since the 6th of October. So we're over a month away there. But I've had a month off the project, so really only a week behind. I took a complete month out just to rest, just to recharge, and come back at it with a lot more energy. So yeah, that's good. The components for the front subframe should be back tomorrow. I'm looking at doing the dashboard as well now. We've got the old rotten dashboard there and a new dashboard to replace. We've got to get that painted up at some stage in the blue. I'll be doing a mock fit of the dash to make sure it fits, that the brackets for the dash are alright, because we have moved the A panels around, so we'll just make sure the dash fits snug before it goes for dipping, just in case anything needs changing. I've got to spin the car around shortly and start working on the gaps on the near side, and also I'm going to be doing some work in the boot. I'm pulling this car out now, and we're going to I'll get that out in a sec. We're going to bring this round so I can work on the back end, lift the boot up. Let's have a look inside, see where we're at. The boot's been finalised and checked. The rubber seal fits completely round the boot, so it's not going to leak. I've tested it with some air. Some very thin metal here, as you remember on the other videos. The bottom of these quarter panel pieces here were very thin, so I've gone on with braze, but I'm still thin in some spots. I'm going to put some plate on that and redo that little area there. Other than that, that's okay, it's solid. There's the boot for you. So we're going to tidy the boot out in a minute, pull all this junk out of the boot, vacuum the boot out, then I'm going to start doing some repairs in the boot, finalise some of the welds Now that I'm happy about the whole position of the car, this can be fixed. It's only had a tack on it, so we'll permanently weld that up. There's a connection underneath here, if you can see, where the roof section joins the parcel shelf rear. It's quite a tricky job with a welder to get in there, but we should be able to get in. Need some welds on that. And then also where this piece joins the wheel tub needs attaching and welding on as well, because that's not fixed yet. So that's that. And then I've begun to do the seam where the Mark IV boot joins the boot repair piece. There was mica spot welded across. Obviously that was to get the shape, and then the intention was to body fill or braze fill, then grind back. Now that just needs a light skim of filler to create a seamless boot, so I'll carry on grinding back. I'm up to there at the moment, so I'll carry on grinding back with that. We'll go all the way down. Then there's some repair pieces to put in where it's a little bit thin on the top of this cross member, not cross member, rear axle top. Going over to this side, we're all attached in on that side because that was finalised, so we just need to do the infill here with some braze, and also we need to finalise the weld in the rear lower quarter valance, the lower valance section. This is all repaired as you saw earlier on. So working on the boot, the name of the game on this video is going to be to strip out the boot, finalise the welds in the boot, then clean the welds, dress the welds, then I'll prime this just to give me an idea of how it's looking. Even though the primer is going to be stripped back off, it doesn't matter. So if it's an idea, I'll just flat this down, this roof channel, and I'll prime this back end in, including the valance, and we'll just have a look, see how straight it's looking or not, depending. So let's get the car dragged round for this evening session, for this Wednesday night, November 21st, 2012. Let's go. Alright, we've got the exact measurements for your trim clips. I want to get these drilled on here now that the lines are all okay. You can put them on, then when it's phosphated, you're phosphating your holes that you've drilled out. So we're going to get a line down there, straight down, double check everything, double check it's that, it has to fit that, that has to fit that. Again, same here. You're looking for this coach line to line up with that coach line. You're looking for that gap to be even. Then step back, check it out. Once you're happy with that, take these measurements, start from there. Then we get a laser line across, straight down. Then we get marked and drilled for these. So this will give us a reference. We've also got this piece, which gives you the badge. You put that on there like that, although this is for the near side, but they're your GXL pillar badge mount holes, so you can get them off that. We've also got the other car which we can use for reference. So Sean's cleaning out now, ready to clean up some welds. This is a continuation of the cleaning up of the welds in preparation for the dip. So we're working hard and we're on our way. Let's keep on going, keep on chucking. Okay, we've got the mirror now for getting the holes onto there. I've got to get the positioning right for the mirror. We're on like that. There's 2 holes to drill for that, so we need to get that right. cleaning up the welds. Right, we're setting up using the laser level now to set up the coach line, get the trim points in the correct positions. So as you can see, that's your laser unit there. It's a tripod mount system, just sticks a beam out front. So what we do is we use the petrol cap fixing points, and then we'll use the front wing trim clip reference points from another Cortina and go from the front of the wing to the back petrol filler cap, and then wherever it strikes the doors is where the trim's going to go, because the doors are all lined up with the panel gaps and with the coach lines. So that's what we're looking at the moment. So we'll get some markings on now. Here he is, bringing down the wings. This is Swampy's original front wing. Was it ever right? Because excuse me, I think this was a new wing anyway on Swampy. So did the guy who fitted the wing get this right? That's the question. He might have got it wrong. Anyway, we'll have a look. So I've got this. I'm thinking if you line the petrol cap up with that, that's got to be the right place there. There's no escaping that. That'll give you that piece. It's going to give you that piece, which then gives you that piece. So it has to be the right way to do it. So we need to get a small pin and from the back push that centre pin out. See, that's a little plastic locking pin. We need like we'll let you know those little watchmaker screwdrivers.
Yeah.
Got a fear of Cortinas. Fear of Cortinas. Right, fitting the door rubber so that I can 100% satisfy myself the door sits exactly right regarding the coach lines. This area hasn't been welded, finalised around that A post, so the rubber's not quite going off, but it'll get past that. Bruce Dickinson's given us a helping hand out on the veranda. I need a little hammer just to tap this So we've got the line there, just pan it a little bit, and then lights on. You can see now, turn off the laser. That's the laser, that's the unit we used. It's only a cheap thing this year, I think it's about 30 quid or something. So, I think there's another one you can use from B&Q.
Yeah.
Which is a handheld one, I don't think they're expensive. You can use a piece of string if you want.
I've got a little laser one at home.
Right, so that's it, that's the line, that's looking right. Whoops. I think that's it. It looks a bit high at the back light, but I'll go and check on my car now. There is a bit of an optical illusion with you've got the wing going up. It always makes, you can make a line look bent. It's a well known fact that your eyes are looking at that line going up, and then that middle line looks like it's bent, but it's probably not, because lasers don't make curved light. You can't curve light.
No.
But unless it's one of them rotating things. But yeah. So when the trim's on, let's just see how it comes out. Where's that piece of trim show? When that was clipped on to this, it was, you could check that distance from the curve, couldn't you? You know, from the bottom of the, there's the ruler. So when that's clipped on there, if I touched the bottom of the trim with this, it gave me, just hold the trim so it doesn't pop off, it gave me 25, 26.
Just on the, just below the 11 there, isn't it?
25, 26, about 27, 28, just touching the, I've got to get to the middle of the curve actually, because it's different all the way around it, you see. So you go to the point where the curve's the highest, which is 25, about 27. So if you stick that on here now, try and get it exactly in the middle of the line, so that'll simulate your holes. Up a bit at that end, that's it, around that figure. Now this is much lower down. This 27 would be about there. So are you halfway over the holes at that? Yeah, you are. So it's not far off that.
No.
I'm on 27, so you're resting on the ruler's edge the same as it is on that wing. 27 to the top lip of the wing. Lift off and see if that's roughly in the middle of the trim clips. It is about right, isn't it? He just looked a bit, hold it against it for us. It just looked low, you know. Oh, I'll take a photo, hold on. Alright, we've spent the day fitting the trim. The arch trims there, we've clipped them up, drilled and riveted in so that when it gets phosphated, it's going to phosphate the actual drill holes through the wing. Let's get it some nice coating. We've trial fitted these trim clips here, they're alright. Using that laser line yesterday. Mirrors on there, put the seat in so I can get the mirror adjustment. It's very close to the glass, but it doesn't touch the glass. It is quite close, but mirrors are on there. Trial fit, that's again so you get the drill holes are going to get coated. All the trim along there. We've put the badge on. I'll pop off in a sec. That bottom piece of trim there. Across to the filler cap trim. To the back. Check and double check the measurements. Back arch just going on now. We're drilling. Clamp that up there now. Get the drill marks. And then we'll rivet that on. And then that's it for today's work. That's all trim alignment holes. So that all your holes are pre-drilled. So when it goes into the phosphate coat, it gets into those holes, and then when it's painted, of course, they're sealed up. So we'll do the same with the back trim and the other side. Got panel alignment to do, so okay, let's see what tomorrow brings.